So many changes. Some are good. Many people are upset. You can't please everyone. So you just do the best that you can, right? Each and every day. Some of us are getting up right now. Some of us are in deep, deep sleep, right? And it's early. It's 3:42. Our household's going to be awakening soon here in a few minutes. Already put the coffee on. It's a beautiful morning. Sending a shout out to Darby Jones. It's definitely coffee. Coffee is the key, right? Be someone who makes everyone feel like somebody. Treat everyone the way you would love to be treated. Now, this morning it is very cool, and I can remember many times being in my little room here in my studio and sweating, so I don't have to worry about the computer overheating. The other great thing, too, is with this new system, nothing is going to overheat. James, how are you, sir? How was your day today? Did you have a good day? I happen to be up early this morning. What time is it where you are right now, James? Do you agree with that? Be someone who makes everyone feel like somebody. All right, I'm going to move this a bit here. I'm adjusting to this new format here. A lot of new bells and whistles, a lot of things to learn. I think we'll be a lot more comfortable once we can upload music or at least photos. Even if we can upload photos, that would be great. And that could be a week or so. I couldn't heal because I kept pretending I wasn't hurt. Right? That's the mind's journal. That's where that came from. I couldn't heal because I kept pretending I wasn't hurt. You're running Glenn Miller. How are you doing it? Just from a mic? Is that what you're doing? Just putting a little bit of Glenn Miller on in the old background. I didn't know you liked that kind of music. Yeah, so you're like me, you like everything. I like jazz, I like funk, I like rock. Lately I've been really into old jazz. I think I'm getting old. Just from a cassette player. Okay. So you run the cassette player into the computer? Is that what you're doing? Is that what you're saying? Through the webcam. Hmm. And that works pretty good? Oh, well, good morning, Big Daddy. Nice to meet you. Have we met each other before, Big Daddy? I, I like that. But, in the old school mail, you never ever admitted that you were hurting, right? And males never cried. That was the other thing. And with the new generation, that doesn't go down. It's okay to be, you know, alive with personality and emotions. There was a bit of swearing in the Happs meeting, basically over trolls, and we're not going to tolerate it. And I like that. How does everyone feel about the 10,000 influence? And it's 10,000 within the room as well. So let's say there's three of you and one has 5,000 influence and another has 5,000. You'd be fine. Vince Beams. Hello, hello. Vince Beams? Vince AK Beams? Is that correct? Am I saying that right? I don't know. Hello, hello. How did you find out about this stream here on Happs? I think we're going to have a very different audience than we had before. And I think we're going to lose some people, but I think we're also going to gain some people too. It's going to be a very, very different. I think they're going to go for more young people too, the format. Do you sense that as well, James? Oh, no way. Well, good. Thank you. Yeah. Have you ever been on my show? Vince, aka Beams, do you even know how to come up? It's pretty complicated now, and yet very simple. It's weird. I think because it's new. The first night was rough. I find it pretty easy. I like how light this runs because you can have kind of a crapola phone or a crapola computer, maybe even a half decent tablet, and run this pretty seamless. Plus, don't forget too, we're just beginning to figure out all of this, right? Did you guys watch the Haps meeting, the new Haps? Did you happen to watch that? Did you watch the Randy rant? For those who know who Randy W. Horton is, it got crazy. They told me that I was running people over in my Haps bus and that I didn't care about anybody except for Haps. Well, I am loyal to Haps. There's no doubt about that. That is definitely where my loyalty is. How are you guys finding the new setup? Do you like certain things about it? Do you not like certain things about it? Um, I find with myself, I have to always be aware of what microphone setting I have on. There's a few settings here. It is different. I do like though that you can cover yourself, and that is cool. Looks okay to you. So, Big Daddy, if you had to figure out something that you liked about it, what is it on this format? Do I just hit this? How does this work? Just click that maybe? Oh yeah. Yeah. It's kind of slick and yet it's light. And it reminds me of the original Tweet Deck. Do you guys remember that? The setup of Tweet Deck about 10 years ago? It reminds me of that, the dark background. That's supposed to be easier on the eyes. I hope there are days when your coffee tastes like magic, your playlist makes you dance, strangers make you smile, and the night sky touches your soul. I hope you fall in love with being alive again. How is the stress levels for people right now? I don't know if you guys know this, but November, December are the highest spike of suicides statistically every year. So keep an eye on the people you love because a lot of people are having a rough time. And even those who present as things are going well, they may not be going so well, especially at Christmas. And I think a lot of people were just hanging on before Christmas, and now you have the stress. And what I mean by that is the financial stress, or you're just not a big fan of visiting family. I think you always have the camp that loves Christmas, loves the Christmas tree. For me, I love Christmas music, the tree, getting together, cocktails, those type of things. Necessarily visiting family for a lot of people can be extremely stressful, you know. And I think when you put alcohol into the mix, it gets crazy. We have Nazim in the room. Good morning, sir. All right, let's see how if I can remember how to do this. So I click the man who I called the snowman, and everybody was a little upset with me for that. But all right, There he is. Nazim, first guy. That's a good sign, by the way, Nazim. All right, so I'll go over here and then I'll just wait for you in the waiting room. The one thing about this that's wild is if you invite someone up and you're trying to drive them crazy, you can leave them in the waiting room for a half an hour, 40 minutes. Now, yesterday, I had a hell of a time, and I'll explain to you why. I did not know that I had to click this little white man with the arrow again. So when you click it once, it comes up purple and it says pending invites. And then it also has where you can invite people you want to invite. You know who I should invite? Just very randomly. God, that'd be great if we could get him on. That'd be funny. Put him up here. All right, Randy. We got Randy here. Invite him, and we'll also invite Walt. Horton and Walt. There we go. I'm also hoping to see more and more people who were on the format come back. Just waking up. Okay, no problem, buddy. I get it. Yeah, there's no rush. Whenever you're ready. And if you're not ready, that's cool too. Even if you could come up for a minute so I could go grab a coffee so there's no delay in between. I really just wanted to connect with this. How is everybody feeling about the 10,000 requirement? Now, I'm noticing individuals I know that don't have 10,000 followers who are broadcasting right now. So it must be people who are new to the format. I'm lucky enough that I think between all the formats, I have something like 45,000 followers. Oh, it's James. So James, you're broadcasting right now, right? You'll have to teach me some time how to do it through the secondary camera and run a tape deck. That's funny. Who even runs a tape deck now? Could you run a CD player? I think the average person would have a CD player, or they might have a VCR. You remember the VCRs? That's funny. Or the DVD player. Who owns a DVD player? Does anybody still own a DVD player? I have one. I never use it. It it's muted on my end, and I can't hear a word being said because I am doing my live. Okay, but everybody else can hear me for sure, right? Okay, good. Because sometimes you get on here, right, and you end up muting yourself and you're talking away, talking to everybody. So I'm going to read this one more time. I like this one. I hope there are days when your coffee tastes like magic, your playlists make you dance, strangers make you smile, and the night sky touches your soul. I hope you fall in love with being alive again. Anybody who's on Twitch, please follow me at Michael Bather 63. I am so close to the 50 followers. Twitch is not for old guys. Maybe old guys who play games. Maybe that's the key. Maybe I need to learn how to play games on there. Maybe play some old school games. Might be good for me. I have not been a gamer for 25 years. Maybe. I did really like the original Nintendo 64 back in the day. Yeah. And I did like some versions of Mario Kart. I'm going to win. Yeah. What are some of your favorite video games? Even people in the replay. I love what Helen calls the comments the cheap seats. How many of the individuals that are in this broadcast and the rebroadcast are on Twitter? Because if you're on Twitter, follow me at Michael Bathurst or Shout MGB. Surround yourself with tacos, not negativity. I would agree with that. Some people could be given an entire field of roses and only see the thorns in it. Others could be given a single weed and only see the wildflower in it. Perception is a key component to gratitude, and gratitude a key component to joy. What are some of the things that trigger your joy here on Happs? Because that's all we're all looking for, right? Is a little joy, peace, and understanding. At 3:58, I'm actually going to have to get up in a second here. I might end this and start again later. Don't let bad vibing, shady people into your good vibing, soul shining circle. I like that. Don't let bad vibing, shady people into your good vibing, soul shining circle. Don't do it. I highly recommend not doing it. Oh, wow. Someone wrote this. You ready? My dear, in the midst of hate, I find there was within me an invincible love. In the midst of tears, I found there was within me an invincible smile. Right on, right on. James Garland, also known as Santa Claus. In the midst of chaos, I found that there was within me an invincible calm. In the midst of winter, I find that there was within me an invincible summer. I'm seeing a consistency here. In the midst, this one's funny. I think I'll pass on that one. Yes. Always filter yourself. Highly recommend it. Ever since happiness heard your name, it has been running through the streets trying to find you. Always believe that the universe is conspiring in your favor. And right now, if you can, focus on all the great things in your life. Oh, I'm hearing alarms. I will be right back, folks. Just be one sec. I am back. So it didn't shut me off, or did it? No, we're still here. If you leave too long on the old Happs, it'd be done. I went and got myself a coffee. We also had multiple alarms. You know, it's funny, back in the day, the original broadcasting, you would have in programming anywhere from 3 minutes to a minute, sometimes in of just dead air. And that's where you would insert the wonderful commercial. The other thing, too, is a lot of the radio stations used to have commercials on 8 tracks. Isn't that funny? So, look, we're going to talk about stress for a second here. Body stress is headaches, muscle fatigue, frequent infections, muscular twitches. Anybody got that? Skin irritations, breathlessness, fatigue. Well, right now, fatigue is wicked, right? Stress will kill you. It really will. Mind stress is worrying, muddled, I love this word, muddled thinking, impaired judgment. Well, we see that from time to time. I think sometimes we even do that, impaired judgment. Nightmares. When is the last time you guys had a nightmare? Right? Hasty decisions. Yeah. Sometimes if I'm stressed, you know what I'll do? I'll just kind of self talk and go, Michael, slow down. It's okay. You don't need to be in a hurry. And I think I also know too that if I push too fast, too far, too soon, something's going to happen, right? And not good. And I'm not saying don't ever push yourself to the limits. I think you need to. And right now, with all the change on Happs, a lot of people are coming unglued because it's one more thing. You know, they're already stressed. Negativity. Get away from negativity. If you have people around you that are super negative, run for the hills. If you are married to someone who is negative, or if you have a boss, look for another job. You know, you're dating someone, you're just feeling like it's not working. You're better off to be alone than to be stressed, because it will take off years on your life. Now, if you have kids, sorry, it's a different story. You may have to, you know, press on, keep moving forward, do the best with what you've got. The other thing is too, what happens when people are stressed? They smoke more, they drink more. Look at this. This is a cool one. Insomnia, which is true, because if you're super stressed, you can't sleep. Loss of sex drive and loss of appetite. See, I disagree with that. If I'm stressed, and I've even heard that term, for me, I used to stress eat because it was a way to comfort myself. In the replay, what is something that you do when you're stressed? And what triggers you, especially? I think for a lot of people, it's a lack of resources, time, patience, money, right? Stress can also cause loss of confidence, this irritability. I saw that yesterday. I had a couple of people lose it on me. Anxiety, alienation, depression. Yeah. And whatever you do, don't get in the bitter barn. Many people my age, you know, I'm almost 60, they're very bitter. Or they're pretty chilled and they've realized there's not much you can do. You've kind of deal with what you've been dealt. A laugh can be a very powerful thing. Sometimes in life, it's the only weapon we have. It is the extent of what we have is laughter. When is the last time you had really insane laughter? I had the best laugh I've maybe had in 2 years. It was about 12 hours ago, maybe. Cup of Joe was talking to his mom, and they didn't know that they were on air. And it was sweet and funny, and you could tell they were flustered. Aw, thank you. I just saw Frasier. Frasier, if you're watching me, please come back to Haps. It's all brand new. Oh, that's wild. So according to that, still work. Oh, I see what I did. Wild. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. He's showing. Okay. He was showing me myself on Facebook. So he's watching on Facebook. I don't see the Facebook comments though. So it's not linked. No, at least it's not linked that way. Thank you, Frasier. You probably hear me. I hope you're feeling better. I was horrified by all that blood on your stomach. Looked like you got all stitched up. Was that a hernia operation? That's some nasty stuff. That I would not wish that on my worst enemy to go through that kind of suffering. That is brutal. Crazy, crazy. Don't ruin a new day by thinking about yesterday. Let it go. Frazier and I, at the beginning, I'm going to reflect a bit here. We used to do when Haps was brand new, and I mean, it was crazy glitchy. And there was this huge latency problem of like 8, 9, 10 seconds. Um, he would come up, eat his breakfast, lift his weights, make people laugh, get flustered. Um, we had a lot of fun together. And then somehow it just went sideways. And I think he had some very strong opinions, and Haps didn't like it. And he kind of moved on. And I'm hoping in 2022, I will see more of Frasier. I was thinking about you today. That just goes to show you the synchronicities of life, right? So if you go back in time, YouTube when we were kids in the 70s was like daydreaming, looking out the window, right? That was YouTube. Going to the park, hanging out on the porch. That was YouTube. Pinterest was a bulletin board in the 70s, right? It literally was. Or the laundromat where you could put your number up saying, giving piano lessons. We'll do babysitting. Looking for a caddy. Looking for a babysitter. Do you need a gardener? I think there was even massage therapists who would put their number up on the bulletin board. That's Pinterest now. Foursquare would be the equivalent of a globe on your desk. And Instagram would be your photo album. It's interesting. WordPress would have been notes that you took, in a notepad. Facebook was your address book. And you know what I was thinking about the other day? Do you remember the yellow pages? We'd carry those huge books and they would trade them. How much paper was wasted with those? And we didn't recycle back then. All that stuff ended up in dumpsters. I bet you there's still in landfills yellow pages from the 80s. Almost complete. Maybe a little rotten, but not fully rotten. We didn't think things through. Even the packaging now, we have way too much packaging. It's loony. A woman is the circle of life. A woman is the circle of life. And within her, she has the power to create, nurture, and transform. I love that. The power to create, nurture, and transform. And what are you guys doing currently to transform your life? I'm looking at a picture of Teddy right now. Teddy is Walt's dog, cutest dog ever. And that dog is so lucky to have Walt. Walt is wonderful. 5 ways to respond to bad reviews. Respond in a timely manner. Remain professional and courteous. That's hard to do when you're mad. Understand your customer's experience with your business before responding. Apologize when appropriate, but don't take responsibility for things that weren't your fault. That one's really important. Apologize when appropriate, but don't take responsibility for things that weren't your fault. Offer to talk it over. I agree with that as well. Stop looking for it. Stop wishing for it. Stop competing for it. Start creating it and start creating it today. And that's Bruce Van Horn, who can be found on Twitter. Highly recommend him. I believe he even has a couple books out. And right in front of me right now, I have this. It looks like 1,000 ping pong balls with sad faces that are blue, and one ping pong ball that is yellow with a big grin on it. And you could be that ping pong ball. And the truth is, if your vibration is high and you're positive, you can affect the whole room. Kenny Charles, oh my God, it's been a long time. How are you? Are you back on the format? Do you want to come up for a second? Are you open to that? Or are you just listening? But it's great to see you either way. You know what I can do? I got to be honest with you, it's a bit of a pain in the ass to uh, invite people up now. You used to just go to the comment and click it, listening. Okay, cool. Very cool. Yeah. There's a gentleman I want to have on the show too in the future is David Walters. He's fantastic. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, this is so true. A mother is never off duty. You know, the duties that most mothers have not changed. If anything, they're expected to do more now. And a lot of mothers had a bit of a break when the kids went to school. There is no break now. It's just go, 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 gadget, right? If you've watched the show before, we ask almost every single episode, what are you currently grateful for? The sun is alone too, but it still shines. It's kind of corny, but cool. The sun is alone too, but it still shines. I love that. Even if we disagree about everything, we can still be kind to one another, right? We can be kind to each other. And that's the key. You don't have to agree upon everything in this life, but it pays to be respectful. Imagine your life without pets. Thank you for the award. That's very kind of you. I do really appreciate that. I'm also sending a shout out to Blazon from, you know, from the outer plexus of life. I love him as a guest. He's fun. He's an atheist. He's a very kind soul. James Nemist, or known as Namaste. Every time I see him, I think of Vanita. Good morning, Vanita. May your week be filled with good thoughts, kind people, and happy moments. That is a very greeting card moment, isn't it? May your week be filled with good thoughts, kind people, and happy moments. And that's what life is really about. Chris Gale's music. Highly recommend him. Very nice man. Gifted musician. He is on every format known to man. He has a large community. He's even on LinkedIn, which is, I think, rare for musicians. I have seen that before. Thank you for your many acts of kindness. I truly love when kind souls use the Twitter stream for shining divine light. I pray in this glorious time of awakening, we use this format to heal and inspire the weary and broken-hearted souls. Everyone is a powerful source of light. Always choose to be kind and patient, and especially right now, because we have no idea what people are going through. It's a very strange time. Oh, this is good. Oh, I like it that I can do that. Let your love flow freely without fear or regret today. Be careful of the words you speak when you're angry. You could hurt the people who open your heart to healing. Love yourself without constantly judging every move you make in the future. Edwin, oh, good morning, my friend. Oh, thank you for always being there for me. Yeah, we have to look out for each other. It is really early in the morning for you, right? It's like 1 in the morning. Yeah, so but it's thank you. Thank you for being here. Love yourself without constantly judging every move you make in the future. Choose to be the light even when your world seems cold and dark. And Edwin loves to, I call him Edwin. It's Edward, but I call him Edwin. You know why? Because it's Edlin. So it's become Edwin. There is an incredible Canadian artist with that name, Edwin, and I love his music. I'm going to read this one more time and kind of just think about the message. And this is something I wrote, I think, in a dark period of my life about 3 or 4 years ago. I was having, I think, a really crappy week. Let your love flow freely without fear or regret today. Be careful of the words you speak when you're angry. You could hurt the people who open your heart to healing. Love yourself without constantly judging every move you make in the future. Choose to be the light even when your world seems cold and dark. Clearly, I was not in a good headspace when I wrote that. Aw. But, Edward and I have been on this mission together, and we're really trying to uplift people and inspire people. And we're both spiritual in many ways. Morning, Michael Bathurst. Mel, thank you for what you do. Mel, could you come up for a bit? You can put your wonderful background on. You could do the sunshine. You could be the sunshine of our life. Are you still open to my birthday, April 24th? I can't. I have to color my hair. I have to walk the dog. I have to paint my toenails. I have to trim the hedges. I have to wash my car. I have to read a book. There's some dust bunnies in the corner I need to get to. Yeah. What did you think about the 10,000 followers that you need, or the collective 10,000 followers that you need in a room to broadcast? I think that's very interesting. Sweet Pea Leslie, one of my favorite people on Happs from Tennessee, USA, sending a shout out to her. Bishop Jen. Edward, do you know her? She's phenomenal. She is phenomenal. She's from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Educator, pastor, bishop, professional teacher, health and human services professional in youth, children, and families. She is incredibly uplifting. I love her. She's wonderful. What's the number needed to broadcast? 10,000. But here's the thing. If you're whitelisted, which I don't like that at all, that name, period, you can continue to broadcast. So someone who's been broadcasting since the beginning, they also called it the OG clause, original gangsters. Um, they're going to, for now, let them keep broadcasting. So, but you need a total of your social influence, like your social media influence. Like for me, here's an example. Okay. I've got, I don't know, I think it's 37,000 followers on Twitter. I think 5,000 on Facebook. I don't know. I've got 5,000 on LinkedIn, but my collective um, total is something like, I don't know, 60,000. If you get all my formats together, right? Here's the bong. Here's the wisdom bong. Hear that? I. No. But here's an example. I'm looking at Bishop Jen, and she's got Twitter, she's got Facebook, she's got YouTube, she's got Instagram. And I'm not sure what that symbol is. Is that Pinhurst? I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. What that one is. I'm not sure what the one is there. But there are people who have 2,000 followers on TikTok, 2,000 followers on Instagram, 3,000 followers on Facebook, 1,000 followers on Twitter. And then you get someone else who their collective is 5,000. So as long as you have two individuals that add up to an influence of 10,000, they'll let you broadcast, unless you're an original OG. I think some of these things are going to change because there will be some crazy resistance to this. What do you think, Mel? I think it needs to be done, to be honest. I think the days of falling asleep in your broadcast because you're higher than a kite drinking does not represent Haps well, or yourself for that matter. And I have dear friends who do that on here. Here's another person I want to shout out to, Walt. Walt is wonderful. Everybody knows Walt. Hashtag Teddy's Tales. Live from the mountains, lakes, beaches, rivers of Ireland, and other interesting places with Teddy's Tales. Now, here's an example, okay? He has 13,000.3 subscribers. And that's probably his influence between Twitter, YouTube. Not totally sure what this one is here. Twitch. Oh, yeah, I'm forgetting Twitch. If you're on Twitch, anybody, I'm very close to a whole 50. That's right, 50 followers. Once you get 5, you can be monetized a little bit. I've realized that Twitch is not for old farts. I'm also on YouTube. I think it took me 10 years, no joke, 10 years to have 2,000 followers on YouTube. YouTube is tough. Once you have 1,000 followers on YouTube, you can, guess what? You can stream live, which is what I'm doing right now. Very interesting. I believe that having 10,000 followers takes time to build. Interesting discussion. Well, the thing is, yeah, I don't think they're ever going to restrict you. You are exactly what they want, right? I think they want a reason to be able to stop things. And if they make, and I mean shenanigans, craziness. Um, the truth is, though, even broadcasters who have a lot of followers don't necessarily have great habits. Hope Griffin, this is another person who's on the Haps network. She's fantastic. She's a musician, singer, songwriter. She does folk. She has a beautiful voice. Please follow her as well. Brenda Tooper. She is lovely, a really kind person on the Haps Network. I am love. Haps is love, and love is alive on Happs. At the end of the day, I am at peace because my intentions are good and my heart is pure. Well, I wish. Um, but I strive for that. And I strive to treat people the way I want to be treated. And one of the things that I've built, and Edward's built this, and Mel has built this, it doesn't matter what time we come on, we will have some form of an audience. And if we go back and look at the end of the day, we'll have quite a few people who watched our broadcast, no matter what we do. We can fart in the wind, we can yodel, we can whistle, we can read, uplifting quotes if we want to. We can dance if we want to. We can leave our cares behind, right? You also have to be a little crazy to come up here and just talk to yourself. It does help having comments up, though. But I want to do more collaboration, Edward, with you in 2022. I think we can do a lot of powerful healing with people. And that's my goal. One of my favorite contributors on the Hap stream is Hans Ekman. And I'm hoping to see him do some more business stuff. And I think that's the other thing with the conversation that was yesterday. And what did they call it? New Haps? I think they called it New Haps. They're trying to draw people who do business, people who are on LinkedIn, more professional networks, more professional people. And that's the future, right? The other reason we don't have the landscape, we now have the portrait, is there are billions of cell phones. And they've made this light and lean. And if they keep it light and lean, guess what will happen? We will be able to be a platform for every person who wants to do content creation. No matter what cell phone they have, they can come on here. And the great thing is you can earn money on here. And sooner or later, you probably could afford a really nice laptop or a decent phone. I'm not sure. Well, it'll tell you, Edward. You just go to your page. It'll tell your collective, but you also have to link everything so they know. So if you have Facebook, link it. If you have Instagram, link it. If you have link, we can't link LinkedIn, even though it's linkable. Kenny, Charles, what am I grateful for? I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for the amount of support I've had in the last year. Alexa, please stop. Alexa, stop. 4:30 a.m. alarm stopped on Michael's Echo. Thank you. Thank you. I'm grateful for just the outpouring of affection and joy and bliss. And I've also been very thankful for all the challenges because when you're stretched, you grow. Like your life is not going to be, a series of bonbons and some summer sets. You know, I'm gonna eat my bonbons here and look at the sun and whistle all day. It no. You can have all the money in the universe, you're still gonna have problems. And I'm grateful for the mental toughness and the compassion I've developed over, I would say, the last year. And a lot of it has to do with the Haps Network because this is the most imperfect, perfect situation for someone to grow. And think about it, all of us have been on here, and it has been like a course, a crash course on broadcasting. And you can come on here and you can learn how to communicate. And this will spill into your daily life too. I like this one here. Music drives you, it awakens you, it gets you pumping, and at the end of the day, the correct tune will chill you down. I like that. Music drives you, awakens you up, it gets you pumping, and at the end of the day, the correct tune will chill you down. That's funny. Oh, there's my daughter, Laura. Beautiful picture. The harder you work for something, the greater you'll feel when you achieve it. And it's true, right? Like, even when you're in the dating process, I think a lot of people enjoy the pursuit more than they enjoy the conquest, right? And life can be at times literally like going up a hill and it's icy. You take 3 steps and you slide back down the hill. But just know that sooner or later the sun's going to shine and the ice is going to melt and you're easily going to be able to get up that hill. And I think it's not necessarily the brightest people who do well in this life, it's the ones that are persistent. Michael, did you see my comment? I know that it says 400 now. However, I have way more than, yeah. You know what, Edward? They love you. You're going to be fine. And you're part of that white list part. The other thing is too, as long let's say that you're out there and you're listening to this and you have 500 followers total, you can build it. I in 1 year went from on Twitter, this is a true story. I went from having I think 50 followers to having 10,000 in a year. 1 year, and it wasn't a great deal of work. And then the next year, I think I had 30,000 followers. And then I plateaued around 40. And then they basically got rid of all the bots. And I went down to like, I think 32,000 overnight because they had stripped millions and millions of these accounts, which they believed at the time as Russian bots. So I think numbers are great. I think content is more important. If you have great content, you're going to find a platform that wants you to be on there. I think if you come on and you spread joy and light and come from a heart that's abundant, you'll do very well. So, folks, I'm going to end it there. I will be back on later. Anybody who needs supports or would like to discuss things, thank you, Edlin, or as your new name is, Edwin. Just one sec here. I'm losing my voice. I was on yesterday, I think 5 hours. It was crazy. And coffee's not the best thing to undry your throat. Here we go. One sec. That'll help. There you go. And the is always important too. You have to do that at the end, right, Mel? So anybody who is in the comments, anybody who's in the replay later, and you have questions, myself or Tony D or Badger would probably be able to help you. The truth is, though, this is ever unfolding. And I have a sneaking suspicion that that number 10,000 won't stay at 5. It won't stay at 10,000. It might go to 5,000. I highly doubt it'll go up. It may go up it's funny because I'm thinking right now, there was a restaurant that I used to go to, and all the servers had to have 30,000 followers on Instagram. And if you didn't have that, you couldn't be a server. Isn't that crazy? So they wanted social media. All right, folks, take care.